What's up guys, this is Igor in Russia. In this video I'm gonna be exploring the news from Russia. You guys loved the video that I made earlier and I have plenty of news to cover up. So welcome, this is Igor in Russia. I make videos about Russia from a Western perspective. I think Russia is very interesting. See the culture, see the people, see the history. Absolutely wonderful, and I'm showing you the reality, whether it's good or bad, from Russia on my channel. So guys, I recently were in Moscow and I grabbed some magazines from Russia. And what I'm going to be covering in this magazine, Вечерняя Москва, Evening Moscow. Before we continue, please hit that like button, click subscribe, and also comment what you think about the news from Moscow. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I made some preparations because I want this video to move quickly. So I had to read it through more or less. So in this video, we're gonna be checking out how does the, all the best interesting stuff from the magazine. And let me show you the whole page while we are here. By the way, it says also here, it says about this magazine that is being produced since 6th of December 1923, so it's Soviet, and that's the Soviet like honorary sign that was given into it in 1973. Орден Трудового Красного Знамени, red labor or something like that. All right, guys. So here is the magazine, and right away in the beginning you can see there's a advertisement for what's the word? Can you scripted? Is the word script to be scripted to the army? Sorry for this. So right away we can see the Вечерняя Москва. It's a bit older news because I have too many videos to do. Plus I'm not only doing videos, so there's a lot of things in my mind, but yeah. First of all, we see right away the news from the advertisement for the army, for the description, not to be scripted, but to go into a paid service. That's what it is. And контрактная служба, yes, to be in the service. Moscow, and we're gonna check out some news over here. This is the front page, as you can see. We can see that the main news is учеба во благо пациентов. That means studying for the benefit of patients. And it says about that doctors of capital cities' healthcare system regularly up their know-how and qualification. And it says more about this special system that they have in Russia, I think, or maybe Moscow. I'm not sure which one is it. It says that it has over 11,000 doctors passed this education in Moscow, and the Вечерняя Москва found out how to raise the qualification in this article. One of the key goals of the medical treatment of Moscow is to always to be on on the top of the game. This educational system was now passed by I'm not sure about the names of the specialists, but anesthesists, gynecologists, therapists, general doctors. These are just some of the names that I could translate in some ways. There's more about this article that I mentioned. We're talking about these medical center that raises the qualifications of doctors. And its name is Кадровый центр Департамента здравоохранения Москвы. So that's like a healthcare kind of department that operates not only in Russia but other countries as well. All right, so we got more information about that. It consists of 4,000 square meters of different premises, like all together counted. 1,100 high technological equipment, 31 educational systems, and what else? 89 different specialist professions can actually qualify on this system. And so interesting stuff. What else is here? All right, moving on to the lower of this page. So lower over here, we can see news about the Sobyanin, the Russian mayor. And it says that new building for recruit officers will be built in 3 regions of Moscow. That's interesting, right? Mayor of Moscow, Sergei Sobyanin, visited one location over here and took a look into construction of a new building. For those recruiting for professional service. Those who are recruiting for professional service, as we saw it leads to this ad over here. One of them was given the title of one of the guys who recruited earlier, of course, and now is in service. It says that it was given a title of lieutenant, and mayor congratulated him. It's always important about what the mayor did, and all the leaders do in Russia. It's always like a leader-based country. All right, he said, thankful to the guys who chose this important work during these hard times to defend fatherland. Mayor's office site provide the necessary forms to apply for people who want to apply to the service. The new building is a 9-floor building. First floor will be cloakroom with promotional windows or like ad windows and digital waiting line, cabinet for individuals. 2, 3, and 4 floors will be doctors' offices and other rooms for selection of these recruits. 5th floor, administrative floor for 90 people. 6th to 8th floor, more selection rooms, and a lot of has been done already, foundation, etc. And here's he is visiting. On the left, we have here another news from, this is the vice mayor of the city. Her name is Natalia Sergunina. Here it says about, there she says about that like a urban forum will include also sports, and in the sports section will include also surfing. It will be held somewhere in Luzhniki, which is the stadium of Moscow, one of those. All right, moving on to the second page over here. Again, Sergei Sobyanin, of course, important figure in all developments of Moscow. He says that mayor of Moscow says polyclinics will become more modern, and 140 polyclinics will be reconstructed. That's a lot. And everything that Russia does in Moscow, especially, it's all like huge and gigantic. You're gonna find out more in this news video. Then it says also in this news that the flooding, there was a huge flooding before it came to Moscow, by the way, because it's like it had half of a whole month's amount of rain in a few days. So the flooding of Moscow is taken care of during the rains, and the half monthly amount rained at once. That's crazy. And I saw a little bit when I was in Moscow that it started to rain. You can see it in my videos already released and the ones coming up. And when it started raining, you could see that different side streets actually like gathering a lot of rain and that was happening 1 hour. So yeah. Other news we have here, yes, here it is. So over here is the news about parking spaces, and this is the thing that's where they actually auctioned the parking spaces in the Moscow center. And here's a happy dude. He got his parking space bought up. Then there's the news about here. Экскурсоводы раскроют подробности строительства и реставрации речного вокзала. It says that guides will find out information about the construction and restoration of a river railway station. Not sure what it is. There's a lot of things happening in a big city of 20 million people, basically. Department of National Politics. Where is it? Here it is. Department of National Politics expands its cooperation with schools. Then we have Library Park once again in the center of Moscow to be open, and small businesses are made easy to move goods and services. So Russia is focusing, and Moscow in this case is focusing on small businesses. That's interesting stuff. We are moving on to the next page. And that was actually interesting to read, you know. Check it out. Here's a picture of the upcoming news. So it says that new apartment house neighborhoods, neighborhood courtyard, decided to build in an innovative style. And that's very interesting that, you know, everything that happens in Moscow is for the people. That's what I noticed clearly, that everything is nice and easy to walk, to move, you know. It's you can see different solutions for park, squares, and these are like new ones as well, older Soviet times and new ones. So I believe this is just one of the many examples. This is just in one magazine, that this is gonna have like a different playground for kids, and etc. All right, then it says that local news over here below, even though it's all local, but even more local. It says the historic building renovated for living purposes like it was originally used in Hamovniki region. And then it says Lianozovo area's park will be renovated, will include children's small city and area for dogs, playground, you know, that type of area. Olympic reserves from Vostok School, that means the East. Vostok School of Athletics won 5 medals, and 9 new routes of in Mitino neighborhood. Like all of a sudden, 9 new routes, imagine that. And in Park Kuzminki will be held an international festival musical Eurasia with the Japan and cultures from Japan represented, I think it was Philippines, etc. So really great stuff. What else do we have here? It says the city has become, the capital has become the city of the future. I'm so stoked about Moscow that I actually agree. I really agree. It's an astonishing city. All right, here it says about residents watching over the renovation work in Orekhovo-Borisova neighborhood. And it says that his guy looks, the facade is well done, properly done. Russia, it can be a wild west, wild east in some ways. So sometimes the watching over is a good thing no matter what you do. All right, then we go to like this special operation, military operation news over here. This is, guys, something that you made of be interesting. So this whole site is about the international news. It says, check it out. Warriors, soldiers move inside the defenses of the enemy. That's what it says. The counteroffensive that is so awaited in the West is at a standstill. Russian forces not only stand their ground but take an offensive themselves. 15th Brigade of Center forces in the area of Sergeyevka in Lugansk Republic. Note that they speak about Lugansk Republic. It's in like pieces of parts of Russia because they were declared independent a year ago. Advance took 3 kilometers inside the enemy territory. And then it says in an interview, we destroyed 30 enemy vehicles, two-thirds are tanks. Ukrainians try to attack us in 2 ways from 4 a.m. That's a record amount of vehicles, over 100. And the enemy went back, leaving destroyed and not wounded, but partially destroyed behind. So this is the news that you don't read or hear about in the West because it's all victorious for Ukraine, right? So keep up the mentality and the support up. Then it says here, by the way, that the school year begins in Donbass. Students of Donbass ready for school year. Some activists gathered in the group. Activist group is called Движение Первых, the movement of the first ones. The first meaning the first class of school. They gathered some school backpacks. They will be sent into new regions of Russia to the kids. Then over here, some military news more. Special Forces Secret Service destroyed the underground narcotics lab operated by Ukrainians inside Russia. 57 kilos of narcotics substances were destroyed. Then it says over here, traitor convicted in Russia. Ilya Sachkov was sentenced for 1 year in prison and given 500,000 rubles in fines for giving some information to the outside borders. And he will be complaining to a higher court. 500,000, it's like 500,000, it's $5,000 euros approximately. So I guess the information wasn't that important, but still it's convictable. But let's see what happens. And here, destroyed church in Donetsk Republic will be restored by, by private people. Then it shows here that our heroes, some of the fallen Russian soldiers, and their short story. And this has been gaining international news. This is the internationally known Olympic medalist and gold medalist, whatever, world champion. And it is a news about her. It says that no more jumping around. That's a free translation. Just my take on it. No more jumping around for the champion. 2 times Olympic champion, 28-time world record holder Yelena Isinbayeva left Russia and is living in Spain. And this has been getting news around the world as well, because West likes to laugh about this. She said she's a person of the world and called her military title Major, the one she got after signing a contract with Russia, with CSKA, a nominal one. Experts think what to do with traitor athletes who hold nice positions. Here we have some like politologues and different kind of people commenting. In short, one comment is that heroes should be picked up more sensitively in Russia and more precisely. The other one was that the comment was nominal major cannot love motherland. Quote. Bad example with this behavior for the youth, especially. Some people will start to support her and some people will not, and forget her achievements. And one comment was overvalued person without position of her own. That's what was written. Then we have this type of page over here. Служба новостей представляет. So it's more information. Nothing substantial in this one here. Like about sports, etc. Here, sellers of electronic cigarettes will be held responsible. That's a good thing. There's a lot of tightening in Russia about smoking. Here it says that a chimney cleaner became a programmer. So a lot of people changing businesses as well. And here we see that young internationalists told about the deeds of people in World War II, and that's people that the ones I read about here were from Belarus and actually from I think it was from DNR. All right, guys, so this has been, sorry for the sound, so this has been the new series of mine, Вечерняя Moskva, in this case, Evening Moscow. Please subscribe to the channel. This is Igor in Russia. I make videos about life in Russia and everything interesting about Russia and Russia related from across the world in my possibilities. Thanks guys for watching and see you guys. Bye bye.